this black-winged Baetis, and it's really more of a concept than it is a fly. Basically, what you're trying to do is distinguish your fly from all the other little Baetis sitting out there in the water. Now, in the right kind of light for Baetis, you're going to end up with a glare, and a white-winged fly is going to disappear. The black will stand out. You can actually, I mean, they're talking about black. I've used black. I've also used chartreuse, and I've used orange.
Right. I've seen that. Yeah.
The point is, what can you see best?
The fish can't really see that. Yeah.
Well, they're looking up through it against a darkened sky, not a bright sky, and they're looking for a silhouette and size as opposed to colors. I don't think that color wing is going to chase them away either way. And so what you're trying to do is distinguish your fly from the others. And so this is all about trying to make your fly a little more visible. I'm tying everything on 16s, which is the biggest you would do a blue-winged olive. You can do this all the way down to a 22 if you'd like. This is the concept. But I figured I'd do it as a 16. That way everybody can see what I'm doing. And it's easy to start out tying your small flies. Okay, I'm using Antron for the dubbing instead of ice dubbing. What you're looking for is a dubbing, and this one there isn't much. There's just a little bit of dubbing. You just want a dubbing that will not absorb water. So any of your superfine dubbings, your Antrons, any of your other synthetics, just so that it doesn't absorb water. That's the key. Okay, because this whole point is to make this float in the film. That's why the bottom is clipped. I don't know if you can see that. It's clipped. Let me turn it that way.
The hackles clipped out.
Hackles are clipped on the bottom. I don't know if it rotates in there. If it picks up, I can't see back there. But you clip the bottom so that it sits a little flusher in the water and go with it. Fly is, there's nothing to tie in this. This is probably one of the easiest flies that you're going to be able to deal with. What you're doing is you're going to start your thread about where the thorax is. This thing keeps wanting to spin on me. So you're going to start your thread where the thorax sits. Okay? Going to take some Zelon, either straight, and in the photos I used crinkle. I don't think it matters. One of my favorite terms about fly tying is the fish don't care. We as tyers, we tend to spend more energy trying to come up with the perfect fly. But I like some symmetry to my flies, and I just took off a hunk of Zelon, and as far as I'm concerned, that's a little too thick. So I'm just going to split that in half, and half the Zelon. Because of the small hook, I didn't want it being too large. Okay. I just took my thread and started it with 5 turns because the whole body of this fly is your thread. That's it. There's the body. Okay, cut your tail to length. Now you're done with the tail and the body. Okay, you're going to take your hackle. This is on a 16 hook. You prepare your hackle stem. Tie it in. At this point, you can take. This is poly yarn for the wing. Each of those have different wings. I've got poly yarn on there. I've got. That's poly yarn. This is this old caddis yarn, which is really nothing more than Antron. So you can use Antron, or you can take AP fibers or any other artificials, and and just grab whatever material you would like. The idea is the wing is supposed to show a transitional color from everything else that's out there. Again, you don't want your wing too thick, so I took some of the yarn and I'm going to split it because it's too thick. By the way, the thicker your yarn is for the wing, the more difficult it is to cast. So, I'm going to tie it in on top, facing forward, and not quite to the hook. Clip off the dot. Stand it up. Don't worry about how tight it stands because you're going to dub and put, there it is, the Dantron. You can use either light olive, medium olive, dark olive, brown olive, whatever particular shade of the blue wing olive you're trying to imitate. Again, each of the colors are slightly different. They're not all the same in every one of the waters. So now you're just going to do a thorax. Now all you're going to do is you're going to take, what I do is I take 2 turns behind the wing, I take 2 in front of the wing, and tie it off. Clip the excess. Tie in your head. Make sure you don't crowd the eye and get the stuff in the eye. And then tie it off. Cut the thread. You're going to clip your wing to something just longer than the hackle. Come over the scissors along the bottom at about the length of the hook point. And that's it. I mean, it is super, super simple. It's almost a guide fly. I mean, because you could lose these left and right and not worry about it because you can knock these things out. If everything is laying out, you can just knock them out in minutes. You can probably do, what, 6, 8 an hour easy, maybe 10. You know?
Easy for you to say.
You know, just knock them out. So that's the black wing. And the idea of the black wing is to give yourself vision for the fly.